Detroit's offseason is on fire, and something big might be about to happen. Dan Campbell, Brad Holmes, and a respected veteran could turn the Lions' offense from a good unit into a nightmare for opposing defenses. And if you think offensive moves are the only focus this offseason, get ready for more surprises. Major changes in the coaching staff are also underway. You don't want to miss a single detail, so drop a like and stay tuned for what's coming next. The Lions have a golden opportunity to supercharge their offense even further, and the name that could make it happen? Keenan Allen. And this isn't just speculation. Dan Campbell has praised the veteran multiple times. Look, I know Detroit fans are obsessed with defense this offseason, and rightfully so. Brad Holmes and his team will likely invest heavily on that side of the ball. But that doesn't mean they'll ignore the need to bolster the receiving core. Last season, the lack of depth at the position was a real problem. The team had to rely on Tim Patrick after final roster cuts to fill the gap, but they can't go into another year with that same uncertainty. The solution? Detroit can and should draft a receiver, but bringing in a reliable veteran like Allen as WR3 could take this offense from great to unstoppable. And here's an interesting detail. Over the last 4 seasons, Campbell has consistently mentioned Allen when the Lions faced the Bears or Chargers. And it makes sense. Allen has absolutely torched Detroit's defense in recent matchups. In 3 games against the Lions under Campbell's leadership, he recorded 25 receptions, 389 yards, and 5 touchdowns. Yes, just 3 games. So, if anyone thinks his age is a concern, just look at those numbers. The guy is still playing at a high level and could be a perfect fit for the Lions' scheme. Another reason Allen is an ideal target is his versatility. Detroit loves multifunctional players, and Allen can line up both in the slot, 3 out of 42 snaps in 2024, and outside, 272 snaps the same year, excelling in both roles. On top of that, he's a strong blocker, an essential skill in the Lions' physical offensive system. There's more. Detroit is missing what Josh Reynolds brought in 2023, especially in moving the chains. Of Reynolds' 40 catches, 32 resulted in first downs. Tim Patrick helped a bit in that area, 20 first downs on 33 receptions, but Allen could provide even better production. In 2024, 43 of Allen's 70 receptions went for first downs. And the cost? Nothing outrageous. According to cap experts Joshua Capo and Kyle DiDomenico, Allen could sign a 2-year, $24.5 million deal. For a guy who could elevate this offense to another level, that's a bargain. If Detroit wants to be a true powerhouse in the NFL, this move makes a lot of sense. So, what do you think about these offensive moves? Drop your thoughts in the comments. But before you go, there's another major change happening in Detroit. A coaching staff overhaul that could be the key to the team's future. The Detroit Lions have finally made their 2025 coaching staff official after a busy offseason full of leadership changes. Dan Campbell lost key pieces, but the replacements are now in place. The biggest overhaul came at the coordinator level, as the Lions had to replace both Ben Johnson and Aaron Glenn, who became head coaches this offseason. To maintain defensive continuity, Detroit promoted Kelvin Shepard to defensive coordinator. On the offensive side, they brought in John Morton, former Denver Broncos passing game coordinator. Beyond them, the Lions added several notable names to the staff. Tashard Choice was hired to coach the running backs. Tyler Roll will take over the tight ends. Casey Rogers will lead the defensive line. David Shaw will be the new passing game coordinator, and Bruce Gradkowski joins as an offensive assistant. Roll and Choice come from the college ranks, bringing experience from Iowa State and Texas, respectively. Rodgers, on the other hand, has a strong NFL resume, having spent the last 6 years with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Shaw returns to coaching after a stint as an executive with the Denver Broncos, while Gradkowski was the offensive coordinator for the St. Louis Battlehawks in the UFL. Of course, all these hires were necessary because the Lions lost several key staff members to other teams. Passing game coordinator Tanner Engstrand, tight ends coach Steve Hayden, and assistant defensive line coach Cam Davis followed Glenn to the Jets. Meanwhile, wide receivers coach Antwan Randall L. and assistant QBs coach JT Barrett went to Chicago with Johnson. Engstrand was even considered a top candidate for the Lions' offensive coordinator job, but in the end, he took the role with the Jets under Glenn. To round out the departures, defensive line coach Terrell Williams also left, accepting the defensive coordinator job with the Patriots alongside Mike Vrabel. It's been an offseason full of changes in Detroit, but Campbell and his team moved quickly to fill the gaps. Now, the question is how this new group will perform in the mission to take the Lions even further in 2025. Detroit is going all in this offseason, and it's impossible not to get excited about everything happening. The arrival of a new weapon could be the final piece to elevate this offense, and the coaching staff revamp promises to reshape the team's identity. Now, it's just a matter of waiting to see if these moves will push the Lions to new heights in 2025. And if you want to stay updated on everything, subscribe to the channel and don't miss a thing.